video, what I want to do is compare the Hasbro Galaxy of Adventures Jet Trooper from Rise of Skywalker with the toy box Sith Trooper, also from the same movie. So they're similar lines. I mean, they're aimed at the sort of kid or someone that's more into the sort of stylized animated look of these figures. So yeah, I thought we'd do a comparison. So we'll start with the packaging. So the Hasbro figure comes in a box, which can be the figure can be placed back into it. Galaxy of Adventures. So there's the Jet Trooper, and the Sith Trooper came on this card. Toy box. There's the Sith Trooper. Other figures in the line. I want to get those two definitely. £7 in the UK at the Disney store, and this is about £10. So in terms of cost, the toy box is cheaper, but in the end I think this line will get reduced to at least a £5, maybe a bit less, hopefully. It all depends how well it does. So you've got Disney logo there, Disney logo there, Hasbro logo there. Okay, so packaging, this is better, the Hasbro is better. Price, Disney win. Okay, in terms of articulation, the Sith Trooper by Toy Box has a ball jointed head, so it's got good movement there. The shoulders don't move much at all out. They've got elbows that move that much, and hands that rotate. But he grips his blaster quite well. It's got a really nice ab crunch, so that's really fluid and moves really nicely. Legs go out that far. And kick forward a bit and back. Knees bend, not quite 90. The Galaxy of Adventures figure has much better knee articulation, and it's got rocker ankles, whereas this one's the movement's quite limited. The Hasbro figure has pretty good articulation. He's got a ball jointed head. His shoulders move out and the elbows bend far more than the toy box. The wrists rotate. There's no ab crunch, so it just rotates. So toy box has it there in the midsection. Legs go out that far, kick forward, kick back. Knees bend to at least 90, and ankles are on rockers. So overall, you've got to give it to the Hasbro figure. I mean, the drawback with the Hasbro figure is got the quick draw action, which means the gun flicks forward or the arm flicks forward when you move it back, and that can be quite annoying. It's an unnecessary play feature. And it's nothing new. They did it in 1982 with the Kenner Indiana Jones figure. The toy box has a much nicer ab crunch. Jet Trooper is about 5 inches tall. So here he's next to a Black Series Flame Trooper, just to give you an idea of the scale. And here he's next to a 3.75 figure. So he's a lot taller than that. And then there's the Disney toy box equivalent, the Sith Trooper. Just to give you an idea of scale. Obviously these have got more realistic builds. This is done in a more animated style, as is the toy box, Disney toy box figure. Here's a better comparison of the Disney toy box and the Star Wars Galaxy of Adventures Jet Trooper, and you can see that this is got a more sort of cartoony look to it. Certainly a heavier figure, about the same size really. And his weapon's probably a lot better sculpted. These cost £7 in the UK. Feature quite a good amount of articulation. These ones are £10 or thereabouts, and they're pretty highly detailed. They look more realistic than the toy box figures. I mean yeah, but they're both pretty displayable. In terms of visual appeal and style of the figure, they're both equally nice. I mean, this has probably got a more exaggerated styling, like the head's a lot bigger, the body's more out of proportion, whereas this one's more in the sort of just slightly deviates from the norm. I mean, they're both highly detailed. Maybe he's got a bit more added, well, I mean, he's got all of that sort of decaling there. But I mean, they both look great. The weapons are good. I think the toy box weapon's actually better. I'll look at that in a bit more detail in a minute. I mean, from behind they look good. I mean, you've got more detailed sculpting there with the ribbing on the undersuit. I mean, he's still got it, but it's not as well defined. He's got that sort of striations in the armour. So they both look really great. So it's up to you which style you prefer. I mean, I can't say one is better than the other, so they both are equal there. I mean, he's a little bit taller. He's about half an inch taller. He's a little bit more heavier. But I mean, they're both great figures. So this one's about 5 inches. This one's about 5.5 inches tall. Obviously his body proportions are more exaggerated, like the big head, thinner legs in proportion to the sort of chunkier torso. But they both look great. So it's just down to you as the purchaser of said figure which style you like and all that sort of stuff. But they both display very well. Look great. In terms of the weapons, I think the toy box one is more detailed. It's got some nice paint apps, some silver, some red, some nice detailing on that. This one's probably got a softer sculpt from the Hasbro, but it's a more cumbersome weapon to hold, I'd say. Like, it's 3-barreled, whereas this is a single-barreled. So I'd say, in terms of the sculpt of the weapons, the toy box Disney wins there. The toy box figure holds a weapon better. It's easier to get it into his hand. The Galaxy of Adventures figure the grip is quite rigid, so it's hard to get the weapon in. And the peg that holds the hand into the arm is quite thin as well, so you've got to be careful with that. So that's a comparison of 2 of the new Stormtroopers that are seen in Rise of Skywalker, one by Disney and one by Hasbro. So in terms of packaging, the Hasbro wins. In terms of cost, Disney win. In terms of look, they both are equal. In terms of weapons, Disney wins. In terms of features, this has got an additional feature. It's got the quick draw action, which means you can just flick the arm back and it will flick forward. But down the line this might break or malfunction, so it's not a great feature, but it's what Disney's gone with, Hasbro's gone with. So that's got an additional play feature. In terms of articulation, then I'd have to give it to Hasbro. I wish they had an ab crunch though, because this has got a really nice ab crunch there. So overall, it looks like, they're so close. You're going to give one, maybe this a 7.5 and this an 8 overall, and it all depends. If you like this sort of Disney Infinity style, then these are the ones you might want to get. They're cheaper, whereas this one has a more realistic look. So, they're both troopers, so I think it's quite a good comparison. I think in terms of sculpting detail, this has got a more fine detail. They're pretty much, two pieces of plastic, both made in China. And yeah, so it's up to you which design style you like, really. What's good about this is I can put this back in the packaging if I wanted to, whereas this, once it's opened, it's opened. But yeah, they're great. So yeah, it's up to you to decide which figure you'd want to get, but maybe down the line this line's going to be discounted. I think it already has been in the USA, but over here it hasn't. It's still full price, but the UK is pretty abysmal for new product at the moment. So yeah, I definitely want to get the C-3PO in this line, and for me they're both great. So that, for me, I think what's going to be the deciding factor is cost. If these get reduced down to £5 each or less, then I'll probably pick up a few more of these. And same with these at the Disney store.